Hi, chat. Look at how long my wingspan is. Okay, let's start ranking characters. Where are the bad ones? Is Mii Fighter a bottom tier? It's hard for me to tell. I don't think anyone else should be in bottom tier. Yeah, I think this is a bottom tier. I'm like inclined to put King K. Rool as worse than Lumac. But I don't know. I mean, all these characters, like, not ordered. This is not ordered. All these characters fucking suck. Isabel's just boneless villager. Villager's like fine actually, but Isabel's just not. Fish and Raw is just way worse. But I'm gonna put it like this, even though it's not ordered, I'm gonna put it like this because some people will never understand what not ordered means. And so I feel like this is like for those type of glue eaters, those absolute mouth breathers, I feel like this is the list that they would imagine it to be in. So let's just put it like that. Low tier. We're not gonna order characters in the low tier right now. I'm just gonna put characters that I think are low tier, and then we're going to maybe move them up or down, and then we're gonna talk about them. The characters that are closest to low tier we'll also talk about. The ones that are last. All right, Lumac sucks. King K. Rool fucking sucks. Isabel sucks. I'm not gonna talk about any of these. Kirby, actually decent frame data, safe aerials, fair one kill confirm. Is he slow? Yes. Is he bad? Yes. Is he bottom tier? No. These characters are not ranked yet. Stop freaking out. Jigglypuff, bad. The buffs don't do anything. Don't buff the puff though. I wish I could put her down here, but she's not that bad. Villager is here, but he's a lot better than Isabel. I think outside of these three, there's no character that I'm like, oh shit, this is a free win. With these three, it's like kind of a free win unless you fuck up, and then they're still good. I personally think Mii Sword Fighter is also in this tier. Main problem is that sword characters generally want that like aerial, the safe aerial. Oh, Pit is most deaf here. Piranha Plant is here. Do you want me to go more in depth on these characters? I'll give them a quick run through once I've staken out my low tier a bit more. We might add another tier though. Bowser Jr. is probably in this tier too. Mewtwo, sadly, shit. And Armada's sad. D3. I don't know if there's any characters that should be low tier still. Maybe Zelda. None of these characters are bad, mind you. They're just like slightly weaker. They're like underwhelming is how I would describe them. I don't know, Meta might be bottom of mid tier. We'll save it for now. Ike is like borderline. I think Ike might be bottom tier. I mean low tier. But I think bottom of mid is. I think Ganon's low tier. ICs are so hard to rank. Oh, Robin. Oh. Sorry. Someone saw in chat. Someone in chat said Robin not an C tier pog. That reminded me. Dude, there's so many tiers here. I might have to make a new one. Okay, how do we add one? Oh, bottom tier. And then we'll move the worst out of these down. It's hard though. I think D3 is probably better than Ganon. Ganon's not bad. He's just like slightly too edge guardable. Incineroar's like slightly better Ganon in my opinion. Incineroar is good in teams at least. These are also not really ordered. I don't know. I think Doc is like, I don't think he should be up here, but I do think he's like fine. Main thing with Doc is that he still has good frame data. It's just that like his recovery is too shit. But some of these characters have nothing. Ganondorf has a range, but he has like shit frame data and shit recovery. At least Doc is like a good projectile to deal with his lack of movement. Corrin, I don't think Corrin should be in C tier. I think Corrin players should be in C tier. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. The people that choose to play Marth, that choose to play Corrin, that choose to play Ike over the good sword characters are just waifu, feet-loving motherfuckers who don't really care about winning. And so that player, on average, will be so much worse than the average Chrom, Roy, Joker, Lucina main. Not because of the character. The character archetypes are very similar. Worse? Sure. That much worse? No. Playing Cloud in Ultimate shows a psychological damage in your system. You cannot move on from the past. You are cling to Smash 4. It's time to move on. Does it mean Cloud's unplayable? No. Does it mean that you should pick Chrom instead? You know the answer. We'll put Ices here too, I think. Robin's the worst character with a sword, or me. Sword fighter is actually. Ice Climbers have like potential. I feel like the characters with potential here in this tier, we're gonna rank them mostly on that rather than we're gonna rank them more on potential than current strength, because I feel like that's more important. If you're playing D3, I don't think you ever really expect your character to go above mid tier at most. But I think Robin, Lucas, Ices, and Villager at least have some potential. Bowser Jr., some Runaway. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll just keep those close to the top. Truly, it doesn't truly matter. Yeah, Plant has some potential too. Sorry. I don't know why. Plant's just like this heavy fucking character that like ledge traps you to death and then kills you at 90 with up smash. And like, he's just so fucking flowchart. Like, he's a crazy easy character to play. You just kind of play that, and then like you do a few other Plant gimmicks. And the problem is that like if you don't know how to play against Plant, you won't be able to ledge trap him or out neutral him as hard as you should, because you're not familiar with the character. You don't exactly understand his flaws and how to abuse them, how to abuse his recovery. But he plays kind of the same ledge trap game against basically everyone. Yeah, I think Ike is crazy overrated. He might actually be worse than Corrin and Cloud at peak play, but he's easier than them, so he's probably better in practice. I mean, Ike just has like bad out of shield game. Like, yeah, he can kind of kill, but like he's not that good at killing either. Like, if you actually DI Nair and you don't get caught at the perfect percent, like it's actually quite hard to kill with them. He's not terrible, but once you hit him into the air, he can feel like he's terrible. But he has enough damage output to make him feel like not bad. Yeah, if he was like Hero and he had a good up B out of shield, a faster grab out of shield, or a projectile, or a better recovery, then he'd be better. But yeah, I wouldn't really say that MKLeo cared Ike that hard, because in the meta that we played, when Leo played Ike was like high tier or top tier. Like, he was one of the best characters to play because he was just so easy. And being easy is always more important than being good in the beginning. Heroes of B is very good out of shield. Frame 7, I believe. Super active, so punishes spot dodges, juggles. Yeah, very, very good up B out of shield. Definitely better than Ike's. Ike's is too slow. Like 15. It leaves him in free fall. Wow. An up B that leaves you in free fall. Trash. Lucina's up B, bro, it leaves you in free fall. Ike's up B has super armor though. Yeah, doesn't matter that much. It's so slow that a lot of characters can go through it anyway. It's like okay auto shield option, but it's just he just has like a shit jab and stuff like that too. And it's so easy to get in on him. The problem is that Hero doesn't really want to be close. Hero just wants to keep you away and throw spells at you. But the thing is that Ike, if Ike had a better up B or a better auto shield game, he could nair you, shield what you're gonna do, and then punish it. Right now, what a lot of characters do is, let's say Ivysaur. So what I'll do is I'll shield his nair, then I'll do my own nair or back air out of shield, and even if he shields it, I will do it fade back, so I drift away. And because his up B is worse, he can't punish me many times. That type of situation happens too often. And even though Heroes up B wouldn't work in that sense either, that type of play style is not really required for Hero. Hero likes if you're jumping away. Oh yeah, Rosalie and Luma should be in low tier as well. They also have like niche potential. I think the buzz is doing well with them, but I think that's mostly due to people sucking against it because no one plays the character anymore. Lucario, he's like a good tournament character, but I feel like if there were a ton of Lucario players, it would exploit his recovery and his low percent range more. He's like okay, he has movement, that's his main thing. Sheik should still be here. Sheik is just like, I mean, what do you want me to say? Fuck, dude, like Sheik's just too little damage. for the amount of reward. If she's played super well, she can feel like a high tier, but it's that type of thing. When you're playing your average match, she's not going to feel... You're not going to be playing above average on average, right? It says itself. So these are all characters so far that I ranked that I wouldn't really recommend anyone to play if they wanted to win Meta Knight. That is not to say that you can't win with them. I just feel like there's not that strong of a reason to play them. Diddy Kong just like struggles a bit too much with killing. His recovery's kind of meh. He has a few gimmicks. Saibi is good. Dash that combos now. I mean, I think it comboed before too, but it's better at comboing. And Banana is still really good. His peak is also higher, but it's just like, it's just one of these things where like, he's not worth playing unless you already played him in 4. And even then, he might not be worth playing. Samus, I think Samus is actually low tier too. Samus has some shit, but overall too weak of a ground game. If her jab worked better, or if she had one more aerial that like covered the ground, she'd be a lot better. Her recovery is a bit too exploitable. She struggles a bit too much with killing, but she is very scary in the matchup Samus is good in. If you can outcamp the opponent, Samus's playstyle is super annoying to play against. Sonic, I think Sonic is like actually kind of underrated character, but he still feels a little bit lackluster. The thing is, when you play against Sonic, you play Sonic's game. Sonic's game is not the best game, but it is still a very Sonic game, and it does work. In having to play your opponent's game is such a huge deal in this game. So he gets like a buff because you have to play against him very differently. His actual strength might be slightly lower, but yeah. Overall, every character is very even in this game, as I've said. There's another character, Donkey Kong, just kind of still works, but like just underwhelming, you know. Recovery issues really hurt him in some matchups. Bayo also in mid tier, low-ish tier as well. Bayo's still fine. It's just like she's just too high effort to want to learn. That's the main problem, honestly. Just the amount of effort you need. Like why would you learn Bayo if you weren't already a 4 player? And if you were a 4 player, like you're probably a tier 4 if you play Bayo in 4. So it's not surprising that to see very few people play Bayo. Falcon's like, I think Falcon's like slightly higher. He has some stuff. He got some buffs. He's scary in matchups where they can't edge guard him well. He's like a very explosive character. Like kind of the opposite with Diddy, where Diddy you need to like never get hit, just play super clean, like make few mistakes. With Falcon, you just need to make a couple right reads. Ridley, Richter, good character, just has some rough matchups, honestly. Ridley's Ridley, what the fuck? Richter? Richter's just like, he just struggles with like the few characters that don't let him tether. If you can't tether, he's almost not edge guardable sometimes. But if he had a better recovery, his heavy weight would matter more essentially. So he just becomes slightly too flawed and has too many weird matchups to where I could put him in like high tier. Main reason is just because like in high tier, I feel like you can like solo main the character more easily. Whereas in mid tier, you would probably want a secondary for some of the matchups. Young Link is probably up here too. He's just like slightly more solid Richter. Falco is probably here too. Falco's like solid. He has some really good matchups too. Same thing as Richter. If you can't keep Falco out, he just like combos you and fucks you up. But he's a bit too horizontally weak. Again, like I've said this many times on my stream, but one of the reasons why I ranked him higher early is because I went to training mode before training mode was fixed, or like before I knew that training mode has a 3-frame leniency and you could do these crazy fucking combos that you couldn't DI, but they're all like within the 3-frame window that where training mode gave you fake combos And in general, it turned out that having a good short up aerial mattered more than I thought. But he still has crazy combos, and he can really fucking destroy some characters. The only problem is that there's other characters that can do that while not having quite as bad neutral / disadvantage. I think Ridley is probably here too, slightly below Falcon. Ridley's a more complete character than say like Ike and stuff like that, especially now that Ridley's recovery and after the buffs. Ridley's just really fucking scary. I don't think Ridley's like amazing or anything though, mainly because of his size and his weight, combined with not having like amazing moves on every kit. If he had like a better fair, or if maybe like he had like a really good kill throw or something that wasn't side B, I think he'd be A tier, but he's like 1 or 2 changes away from being A tier. I think he's in a really good spot though right now. I don't think he should be changed much. Is there anyone else? We Fit, also like good solid character, but struggles against small characters generally, and kind of struggles when characters juggle them and they hit them away, but they don't hit them far away enough so that they can charge deep breathing. So let's say when I play Squirtle, I never really hit Wii Fit far away enough until they're at like 100 to where they can actually get a safe deep breathe off, and that makes them a lot worse. So yeah, again, like this tier here is honestly completely fine characters. They just have like a couple rough matchups more than anything, and they don't like. There's gonna be characters in A tier that also have rough matchups, but generally they are fewer, and they might in turn destroy some really good characters to make up for it. But yeah, my high tier is gonna be quite big. I might move some of these characters up to high tier. We'll put Marth in here too. This is Marth, I don't know why. Better than Corrin, worse than Ike. It's really hard for me to rank most of these characters, honestly. It's so hard. It's like, how do you really compare Cloud to Marth? Well, you can kind of look at them two as characters, but how do you compare Cloud to Diddy and to Falcon? Like, they're completely different characters, and their weaknesses aren't really the same. Yeah, Marth just like doesn't get an out. Tippers are too inconsistent. No, loses a bunch of good setups and like positions that Lucina can play without having to fear for getting weak hit. I wish his tipper hitboxes were more like Charizard's, where Charizard's tipper hitboxes actually work well, but Marth's are inconsistent because they're just too small. I'm gonna go through some of the characters we already ranked and see if I want to change anything. If you have any questions on the characters that are like, I'll probably stream for like 10-15 more. If you have any questions on any of the characters that are ranked so far, I'll speak generally about the characters I'm ranking, but I'm not gonna go in depth on any one because there's just like, even here there's like 40 characters, 30, too much. King K. Rool shit, Lumac shit, Isabel weak. Villager's a lot better. Side B and down B are a lot better than Isabel's side B and down B. That's really the main thing. When you're a Sonar character, having that really matters. Also, Bowling Ball is a fuck ton better than Isabel's. What's keeping Robin from being mid tier? Not having Leffen sword in the beginning. Kirby should be lower. No. Kirby has solid frame data. Kirby is short. Kirby has kill confirms. Not amazing ones, but shit. Kirby has some. Kirby can edge guard. Kirby can ledge trap. He's just like really slow, but he has a decent recovery. Decent combos. Rambling Josh, thank you so much for subbing. Who do you want me to talk about? Yeah, no, like seriously, like if Robin had Leffen sword in the beginning, you would be so much, like they would be so much better. No, I think Bowser Jr. got some buffs, right? Bowser Jr. is like surprisingly decent. Gives him decent projectile walls. Recovery's not as capable as some people think if you recover smartly. Decent damage output. F Smash is a good ledge trap tool. Decent aerials with Nair and up air. Pit has installed aerials. Backer's a lot better now after the patch, but still not amazing. Squirtle OP, dude, Squirtle's so good. If I ranked Squirtle by himself, he would be here. That's how good he is. Some people think, well, wait, hey, whoa, that's not high enough at all. But for a character that literally can't kill to be this high, it's kind of like high playing alone. Obviously, Squirtle as a kit works a lot better. If you couldn't swap with Squirtle would be terrible. He can't kill and he dies early. And his recovery is bad. But Squirtle is a character where you can kind of swap and remove most of his weaknesses. Me Fighter, Me Gunner, I played against some of these. It's just underwhelming, honestly. Like, they really lacked from having that, like, I think Me Gunner is better though. But like Meat Gunner is, I feel like they're significantly better, but I don't know if I would. I'm not considering putting Meat Gunner up here. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. I feel like Meat Gunner is like in some of the matchups, and you also have to realize that you can play Meat Gunner and swap the kit for matchup specific reasons, right? So because of that, I should give them a little bit more leeway. Like you can have her effective if you need to. Corrin, I thought you said she was trash. Yeah, but being a trash sword character turns out still pretty good, and her recovery is a lot better now. She was worse before the patches, but she got less buffs than Cloud did. Toms, where are you gonna put Sans? Well, Meat Gunner. Thank you for some. D3 should be higher just because he's so fucking easy to play. Like this character basically plays himself. You just like do Gordos always and forever, and then you randomly fall up on top of your opponent with Nair. Jump, jump, jump. Oh, this Nair. This time I Nair. Jump, jump. This time I Nair. And he's so insanely heavy. I think Villager's peak might be lower than might be like this. He's like a setup character, but he's like slightly too light. I feel like if there was a ton of Villagers, I feel like you could just like learn how to edge guard him super well. Same thing with Rosa. A lot of these characters suffer from the fact that their recoveries kind of suck. Lucas kind of sucks. Main problem with Lucas is his lack of combo starters. More importantly, he has decent neutral, decent recoveries even. His up B is also worse for juggling. It feels like Rosaline's high with good knowledge. No, I think Rosalina is still bad, but she's like high. She's like higher tier if the opponent doesn't know the matchup. Yeah, no, I think Duck Hunt's like surprisingly solid. Duck Hunt's only real problem is the fact that they struggle to kill. They even have decent throws, combos, mostly confirms, but still. Like, for a zoning character, being able to do like fair into can and then into another hit, or throw them into can into another hit is like big damage for a zoning character. Every other thing's wrong. And again, like Duck Hunt makes you play the Duck Hunt game. So they're better than most because of that. My name is Keith. Thanks so much. I'm considering putting DK down here, honestly. DK kind of sucks. Yeah, fuck it. DK kind of sucks because he has no other shield options and no real safe aerials. He kind of just gets run over, and his recovery kind of sucks. But he's really scary when he gets going, but I'm not so sure if he should be getting going most matches. He's like neck and neck with D3. The more I think about it, like that's what really made me think about it. Like when I compare him to D3, it's like, well, on average, D3 will actually live a lot longer than DK because D3 has a good recovery and D3 has a shit one. And DK is bad at getting out of ledge trap too. Fuck, man, D3 is better. DK is just so bad once he gets hit once. Like, how do you need to like have your back turned, and you can't always do that. What's stopping Rosa from being higher on the list? General lack of combos and kills while also having a bad disadvantage state slash like she kind of gets juggled because she's so floaty. Her recovery's not the best either. She is really annoying though, and being good against grabs is good. I will admit that there are several of these characters that I do not have full knowledge on. So like there's definitely characters, especially the ones I don't know much about, and there might be some characters here that could be in high tier. I just doubt that any of these characters, say for maybe these top here, would ever really go into low top or top 10. But obviously, like these characters aren't. We don't really have that much data on these characters, so it's hard. Ice Climb is mid tier when they get figured out more. Even then, you still have to put so much more time into ICs than other characters, so they lose time because of that. Because time you put into other characters is time that you could have spent learning more matchups or another character. If I think about it, like I feel like Ike is technically, maybe Marth and Corrin is technically a better character than Ridley, but the problem is that when you're playing these characters in actual real life, everyone knows how to play against Marth and Ike and Corrin because you already played so many sword characters, especially Marth. But Ridley is kind of like a unique character, so like that little bit of uniqueness goes a long way in a character with this many like in a game with this many characters. Very few people will ever have truly good Ridley practice, so you get away with that little bit of extra. And like even in 30 years, people will not have good Ridley practice because there is never going to be like that many Ridley players. Cloud is not A tier. No. His dash is too bad. His grab is garbage. His recovery's bad. He's just Crom, but without the sauce. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in.